I originally started as a receiver. We didn't have tight ends when I walked in at Oklahoma State. Luckily, they just need somebody to fill a spot. And Coach Gundy comes up to me. We're stretching. He's like, hey, what do you think about starting up tight end position? I'm like, yes, thank you. But he sends me to the O-line room. And so we don't have a tight ends coach yet. To get to the weight point, the O-line coach comes up to me. He's like, hey, I need you to go home every day and eat a full jar of peanut butter. And I'm like, Coach, I'll do my best. I got like 4 bites in. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not doing that.
This is Coach Love with Recruit Oklahoma, also known as ROK. I am here at Dick's House of Sports with a Tuttle legend, okay? From small town roots to the national stage, Jarwin's story is about grit, grind, and making the most of every opportunity. So I want to welcome to the ROK Podcast, Blake Jarwin. How you doing, man?
Coach, I'm good, man. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Man, I'm glad you could make it over.
Yes, sir, of course.
Man, the pride of Tuttle. Pride of Tuttle, Oklahoma, man. Some big names come out of Tuttle,
We've had
Oklahoma.
a few, yeah. One that lives pretty close to me, been a pretty big model for me, role model. So
okay,
Jason White.
That Jason, yep. I'll have him on later on this month.
Oh yeah,
so
good.
A little quick connection with Tuttle. So the current head coach, Brad Ballard.
Yeah.
When I was playing at Oklahoma State, it was way before you. I was in the '90s, but when I was playing at O State, he was an equipment manager. Or he worked in the equipment department. Yeah. So before he became a big-time coach and winning state championships, he was giving me my cleats. Handing me cleats before practice and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's how I know him.
Very cool.
And I came back one day, I was like, man, I couldn't remember his name because I was like, man, you worked with, you gave me cleats. So yeah, man. So now he's doing his thing at Tuttle, winning a couple of state championships and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're doing really good out there. Proud of those guys.
Yeah, man. So what you been up to these days?
Man, just living the father life. Got 2 young ones at the house. One just turned 2 and another just turned 12 weeks. So
man,
we got them both on some sleep schedules.
Yeah.
We're sleeping a little bit now. It's been a lot of fun. Also helping some kids. I'm helping out at Mount St. Mary a little bit with their tight end.
Yep.
And then, just kind of living life right now, post-football career.
Yep, doing camps. I mean, when you and I do camps and stuff
we do
together.
camps, and we'll be in Texas next week together, so looking forward to that for sure.
Right. Now, so let's, kind of go back to the early years in your Tuttle days. Yeah. You grew up in Tuttle.
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your parents.
We moved there. I was in 2nd grade. Didn't know anybody. Really didn't even know about football, and luckily, they put us in a great spot. Our neighbor, we were full. We had about 17 kids and about, 25, 30 houses. So I was really blessed. About my age, too. So we all grew up together. We were outside playing, and this is before iPads and everything. So we had to go outside, play baseball, play football in the front yard, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Anyways, I had a neighbor who was like, hey, man, you just want to come join our Little League football team? And I was like, oh, I guess. I don't really know even what it is. But, from there, just kept building. And, it's never been – I wouldn't say there's anything special about my story, but it's unique in the fact that I've always kind of had to grind it out a little bit.
Yeah, I'll say, man, with O State and then the Cowboys and stuff like that. While you were in Tuttle, so were you always bigger than most of the kids, or you just kind of
I was telling somebody the other day because coaching young kids now, I try to give them a perspective of what made me. And what made me was I learned work ethic at a young age.
Okay.
My parents showed me what it's like to work hard and gain success that way. And I had some coaches in high school that really pushed me to the limit every single day.
Right.
And in the moment, it's hard, but looking back and reflecting on it, it made me who I am. I was a freshman. I think I was 5'8", 140 pounds, and I graduated high school at 6'2", about 200 pounds soaking wet. So, and so I grew a little bit late, but I really didn't start growing until I got to college. Coach Glass got a hold of me.
Oh, yeah, Coach Glass. Yeah. Okay. Growing up in Tuttle, what's one of the things that sticks with you today? Just anything.
I think for me, it was having those close friendships back then. Pretty close-knit community. People go there now for sports, and it's always been like that. But, pretty much the guys that I was with from 2nd grade to senior year was us. We had a few move-ins here and there, but it was awesome to grow up with that kind of. We had 100 kids in our graduation class, so
you had to know everybody.
Exactly. Small town feel. I'm still really close with a few of those guys. I had breakfast this morning with 2 of them actually, so it's important to me to keep those friendships alive. And
were they teammates or just
they played football with me. Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So did your town treat Friday night football like a sacred event? Was it just everybody, the whole town
it's
was
almost like, Friday Night Lights, everybody's closing the shops up and going to the football field. They got some facilities now. Back in the day, it was a little different for us, but still, it's amazing, man. You walk out there, and that's my first, glimpse at what it's like when you run on a field and you got people cheering for you.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Especially when I earned a starting position later on. People start cheering for you, and that's a lot of fun. It's special to me. Those are times where, as you go through your career, it becomes a little bit more business-like. But I think the raw emotion of football is at its best in high school. You do it because you've known these kids for forever, and you play because your friendships are so tight. It's a brotherhood, right? And it's like that at every level, don't get me wrong. But
every level.
The care that you have for one another. And we were never super talented, but we cared about each other. So we pushed each other to the limit and always made sure, I think that we won games that we probably shouldn't have because we wanted to win it for each other.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good stuff. What other sports did you play as a kid?
I tried to play everything. I played baseball, basketball for a little bit. I ended up quitting basketball and baseball around my sophomore year.
Okay.
And then I ran track a little bit, but I had it easy with track. Like I did the discus, the long jump, high jump, and then the 110 hurdles. So I had all the fun events. You know what I'm saying?
Did you win any of them?
I went to state in all of them. I just couldn't capitalize when I got there. I was pretty.
When you got there,
I didn't have any technique in that field. But it was fun for me. It was something good. It worked on my speed, worked on my connection with my friends a little bit more, so we could get together and play football. So it was awesome. Loved every bit of it.
Who was your first football or sports hero growing up?
Jason White, living across the road.
Jason White,
was pretty impactful for me. I remember I was third or fourth grade, and I get a book, and sure enough, the second guy on the list of, you used to write your name on who owns this book, and Jason White. And I remember showing my parents and just being over the moon about it. That guy winning a Heisman Trophy, and he lives 2 miles from my house.
Yeah. How were you when he won it?
Oh, 9 or 10 years old.
Okay.
I think he won in 2003.
Okay.
Something like that. I was about 9. But yeah, it's super impactful. A guy from my high school is one of the biggest trophy in college sports.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's huge for me, and I chased that ever since that point.
Man, that's crazy. That's a good hero to.
Yeah, wasn't too bad. Yeah.
Hometown Heisman Trophy. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you have anything embarrassing during your Pee Wee football games, or that your family still reminds you of?
I think about this all the time. I probably have it all blocked out. They probably could tell you something. I probably forgot cleats all the time, stuff like that. But I don't have anything off the top of my head that was super embarrassing.
Okay.
I will tell a story about the NFL that I told somebody the other day. 'Cause I had a kid going through some stuff, and I said, "Man, hey, there ain't nothing more embarrassing than on Monday Night Football tripping in the middle of the field."
Oh,
falling down against the Jacksonville
Everybody
Jaguars.
sees you.
Yeah. So I said, hey, no matter how embarrassing it is, I promise I've had it a little bit worse at that level.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
Boy,
it was either Sunday night or Monday night. I went over to my coach and said, Coach, before you watch this film, I just want you to know, I want you to hear from me first that I just straight up tripped on the field.
Oh, man. Man, that had to be embarrassing. Yeah,
it was pretty good. Yeah, the team had a good laugh after that.
When did it first hit you that you knew you would probably play at the next level?
I always wanted to. I remember growing up playing football with my brother in our room. Parents are mad because we're jumping on the bed, breaking beds all the time, playing football, scoring touchdowns against each other, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I didn't have a lot of opportunities to show that at a young age. Even getting into high school, I had a few catches, but no big plays. We were run first team. I actually ended up playing offensive tackle my senior year.
Okay.
And that just goes, I wanted to be there for my teammates, and it was important to me. But I always knew that I had something inside of me. I knew that I wanted to get to that next level.
Right.
And so I didn't know how I was going to get there.
Yeah.
But, luckily things kind of unfolded. And, the biggest thing for me, and I preach this to kids, is always be ready for that opportunity when it presents itself. You can't guarantee you're ever going to get it, but you can guarantee that you'll be ready if it ever presents itself. And so that's important for me to tell these kids and hopefully I'm doing my job to them to show them that and lead the way for them.
Yeah, I've had several opportunities because I was ready.
Yeah,
exactly. What's the phrase?
I know exactly.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
Yeah, so stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yep.
I've had those opportunities as well. So that's a big thing for kids when they're not starting or it's not going their way. Some of them quit, but man, keep pushing because when I played arena football, I was a backup to a pretty good player. His name is Wes Caswell. He was a receiver. He got hurt the first game of the season, first kickoff, got hurt. And I was next up. And luckily I was ready. I ended up getting multiple Ironman games of the year. Player of the year, several times, had my best stats, and I mean, I had a breakout season because somebody else got hurt.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's good advice for the kids that are coming up. Who was the first coach to really believe in you?
I would say my first coach was Coach Disher, who was actually a special teams coach and helped out with tight ends. He was there my redshirt sophomore year.
At OSU?
At OSU,
okay.
yeah, and really kind of pushed me to get there to the next level. Keep pushing, keep pushing the envelope, see how good you can be, keep unleashing that potential. Had a defensive coach, Eric Henderson. He's been in the league a little bit. He was with the Rams and those guys, and I'm not sure where he's at right now, but also always in my ear, like, Blake, if you want it, you're going to have a chance at it.
Yeah.
Coach Glass obviously played a huge role in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Taking me from 200 pounds to building me up and giving me that opportunity. So I'll forever be grateful for the strength staff at Oklahoma State and Coach Gundy for giving me that opportunity.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Coach McIndoe, my junior year, he got there and just kind of helped polish me up on some things to give me that, like we talked about, that opportunity.
Yeah.
And so he never let me forget it. He said, if you want to go get it, I'll give you the tools, and you gotta make sure you do what you need to do to get there.
What were some of going back to your younger years in Tuttle, what were some of the traditions that you can remember from the high school games in Tuttle?
Yeah,
or any traditions?
Obviously wearing your jersey, everybody wears their jersey, but that was a huge moment for me.
Yeah, during the day,
you put
or
in
at
so
school.
much work. Yeah, and you get to wear your jersey and run around school, and it's one of those moments where you put the work in, man. It's not easy. Some people think it is, and you know it. We coach kids now, and I make it hard on them for a reason, so they're proud of themselves when it comes time to play, right? I want them to be confident that they know the job, and that's our jobs now. And looking back, I had coaches do that for me, make sure I was ready. But that, and then I remember it was a different situation. Our high school was in a different spot when I was there, and we would roll up on the bus and all jog onto the field, in one special corner, and it was right before game time. We'd warm up on the practice field, by the high school and drive over and get out there, which was just special to me. It was a moment of, okay, we put in the work. Hayes in the barn. Let's go have fun now. Yeah.
So was that one of your pregame rituals?
Yeah.
Like, so did you was there anything else that you did after that? Like lace your shoes up a little?
In high school, not too much. No. I had other things when I got into the collegiate level and NFL level that I did.
Okay. Tell me about Old State. What'd you have?
I would, listen to music up until the very last second, and team's about to clear the locker room, and I'd turn on a podcast. Jocko Willink, I don't know if you've heard of him or not. He's a former Navy SEAL. He's got a podcast, and pretty much his whole spiel is mental toughness, and it's just this podcast is called Good. About a minute or two long, I would make sure I listened to that before I went on the field. And all it talks about is adversity you're about to face.
Yeah.
When things go wrong, good. Gives you an opportunity to overcome it, right?
Right, yeah.
And I think that's important for last minute because things aren't, there's not everything's going to go right when you play football.
Right.
They're good too.
Yeah.
The
or
people
better.
you go against, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my case, they've been a lot better. And so it's my job to make sure I stay even keel. I'm going to have great plays and I'm going to have bad plays, and I got to stay in the middle of it and keep going until we play 60 minutes of ball. Man. And so that played a pretty big impact on me. I did that from the collegiate level up to the NFL. Yeah.
Do you remember your first varsity touchdown at Tuttle?
Somebody was asking me about that the other day. I actually never scored in Tuttle.
You didn't?
Nope, because I ended up playing offensive tackle when we were run first team.
Oh,
My junior year, I had 2 or 3 catches for pretty big plays, but I was pretty slow, actually, in my junior year.
Okay.
I was still growing. I kind of was like a baby giraffe out there running around, long strides.
That's
no power behind it yet.
But you played defense too, right?
Played defensive end, yeah. Had a lot of, sacks and I'd bat the ball down quite a bit. So
got you. So how tall were you when you were finishing up at Tuttle? You said 6'2", okay.
6'3", yeah.
And you said you got that growth spurt at Old State.
Yeah. I think I started growing. I graduated at 17, so I was pretty young.
Okay.
And I'm a late bloomer, and so I ended up growing another 2 or 3 inches when I got to college and putting on about 40, 45 pounds.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Glass.
They were telling me, I originally started as a receiver. We didn't have tight ends when I walked in at Oklahoma State.
Okay.
So I walk on. Luckily, they just need somebody to fill a spot, and I'm there for it. And anyways, when Coach Gundy comes up to me one day, and we're stretching, he's like, "Hey, what do you think about starting up tight end position?" I'm like, "Yes, thank you." He sends me to the O-line room, and so we don't have a tight ends coach yet.
So you got to learn how to.
And to get to the weight point, the O-line coach comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to go home every day and eat a full jar of peanut butter."
Right.
And I'm like, "Coach, I'll do my best."
First of all, that's nasty.
Yeah, I tried. I got like 4 bites in. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that."
We tried to get my son. My son came out of high school. He was 6'1", but he was like 150 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But he made All-State, All-City, got some college scholarships. So he ended up playing in Navy. We could not put weight on him. And that was one thing we told him, man, just eat peanut butter, high calories, just as much as you can every day. And he just, like you said, took, 3 or 4 bites? And I'm like, he couldn't do it.
Yeah. Still don't look at peanut butter the same.
So you went All-Star.
Yes.
Okay, so that was like
the next level down from All-State. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't have any games or anything for that. It was just, it was still awesome to get that. Like I said, playing offensive tackle and making that sacrifice to get some kind of a reward for that was inspiring. It definitely kept me going throughout the process.
Somebody sees you. Somebody, putting in that work.
Yep.
You said you stopped playing basketball as a sophomore. You said
sophomore.
So nothing in that. You just
no. I was still growing. So I was
still growing.
I was just now starting to hit my growth spurt a little bit, and I said, look, and I had a true passion for football. And I know it. I knew I did at a young age. Played baseball my freshman year, but didn't think that was ultimately where I wanted to be. Same with basketball. Came around, and I just didn't have that love at that point in my life.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I still like to go out there and shoot with the boys, but I knew that if I wanted to play on Monday nights. That was my goal.
Mm-hmm. Who was the toughest player or team that you ever played against at Tuttle?
High school?
Yeah, in high school.
I'd say we had some really good matchups versus Blanchard, and they still have good games versus Blanchard.
Yeah.
They're a good squad. We are always hitting, banging heads pretty good. Games were always close.
Yeah.
Whether we won or lost. Clinton was a good team. We played a few
Clinton good.
Good just small town teams. Yeah.
You remember any players in particular?
No, not any players in particular. It was always different for me back then. I never really paid attention to names. I was always looking for numbers. And that film back then was a little grainy. When I was looking at high school film, I was like, I don't even know who that guy is right there. Number 42, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you recall a game where everything just clicked, like still in high school, but where you knew, like, I'm built a little different. I probably can play at the next level.
I felt like I had learned a pretty good amount of work ethic at that point going into my senior year. And I remember I made it a point that I was going to train harder than anybody else. I was going to be able to jump higher, run faster, even playing offensive line.
Yeah.
I said, look, I'm going to make a statement every time I go out there. And so I'd make sure I was the last one to finish a play, running off the ball, making sure I knew my responsibilities, no missed assignments, things like that. Just the simple stuff, right? The details, the things that if you do right, it'll lead you in the right direction. And so I took pride in that work. There wasn't anything that was over the top. A few big sacks on defense and things like that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I didn't have any big plays like that until I got to college, where it was like, oh, okay, that's something that's what they're looking at the next level.
Right, right. Okay. Did the basketball team ever just joke with you and say, man, you don't need to be playing. You need to go just stick with football?
Oh, yeah, well, we had a few freshmen that were playing above me, and when I was a sophomore, I said, Coach, I think this is a sign for me. That's the time I go a separate way.
Man. Did you – so getting into, like, your senior year, were you – like, what was recruiting like for you? Was it – a lot of schools get in contact with you or anything?
I had a few, mostly all in-state, smaller schools around the state, D2 schools. SWASU is probably the biggest one, Southwestern. I had a few schools, one in Missouri and then a school in North Dakota or South Dakota. I had one D1 offer from, not offer, who was it? San Antonio, Texas San Antonio talked to me a little bit.
Okay.
And I remember I was coming back from a recruiting trip, and they called me and said, hey, we just filled the position. No need to come down here for a visit. And so, I don't know if it was going to be a scholarship visit or if they just wanted me to come down and walk on. I'm not sure.
This is on the way down there?
I was coming back. I got off a plane. I had a missed call from their coach.
Oh, okay.
And,
man.
Yeah, he said, hey, I just want you to know, which I'm happy he called me and gave me the respect like that. He just said, hey, we just filled the position. We don't need you to come out for a visit anymore. So at that point, though, like I said earlier, I knew I wanted to do it, and I knew that it was going to take something special, and I knew that I had it in me. So I ended up actually emailing OU and Oklahoma State, the walk-on department. I was like, hey, guys, I'm not looking for a scholarship. I just want an opportunity.
Yeah.
And OU never got back to me. And I was a huge OU fan, of course, because of Jason White.
Yeah.
But I said, I just want a chance.
Yeah.
And so I ended up, OSU was like, hey, we can't give you anything, but you can come out here.
Literally,
school starts, you can try out. And I was like, good enough for me.
Right.
So I enrolled at OSU, and that was pretty tough on all of us. Family, my parents have been awesome support staff for me my whole life. But obviously that's hard. They don't want to see me have any kind of failure.
Yeah.
I have
right.
guaranteed positions, schools caring about me.
Yeah.
SWASU and schools like that, and I'm going to make a chance where nobody even knows my name. But it goes back to that point that I thought I'd put myself in a pretty good position to make it, and I knew I wasn't going to quit.
Yeah.
I knew I'd ride it out until they made me quit, I guess. So when my body fell apart like it finally did, but
yeah. So Gundy was the head coach at the time?
Yep.
Or okay.
Yep.
Yeah. When I was playing, Gundy was the quarterback's coach.
Crazy, yeah. Wow. He's been there a long time.
He's been a long time. And then Les Miles took over after Bob Simmons, and then Coach Gundy came in right after. So I think you already said the answer to this, but did you ever consider quitting football?
Yeah, there were times. Never in high school. It was tough, but like I said, that relationship I have with my friends, I was never going to – there's a lot of time we spent together, you know what I'm saying, on the road and things like that. So, but you get to college, you're a walk-on. It was hard. It's different now, and I know the NIL, it's different.
It's different, yeah.
It's different. Back then, if you're a walk-on, you don't get training table.
No.
You're going home to eat in your normal dorm while they're in their athletic dorms.
Eating steak and lobster.
Exactly. I'll never forget, though, I've got a great relationship with Coach Glass and all those guys now, but I'll never forget, I lucked into, I'm in an elevator one day. This is early on, I just had gotten on the team, and I'm like, do I need to be working out or anything like that? And Rod Johnson was in there, who's kind of the logistics guy, and he's like, oh, the walk-ons work out at Tuesday, Thursdays during the season at 6:30 a.m. And I'm like, okay. I get there, I'm the only one that from my walk-on group that wasn't preferred that's in there, and Coach Glass knows everybody's name. And he's checking you off the list, making sure you're there.
Right.
And for a full year, he's like, what's your name, new guy? What's your name, new guy?
He couldn't remember your name, man.
What's your name, new guy? And I got to tell him, Blake Jarwin, Blake Jarwin every day. And, it's hard on you. That's hard. That can be difficult on you mentally.
Yeah.
But that was kind of a moment in my life where I said, look, I'm going to make sure that they know who I am. That's my goal here.
Remember my name,
And like I said, Coach Glass built me from the ground up, so I owe him everything. I've got a great relationship with him. And I couldn't be more happy with him pushing me like he did. And I can't, without him saying that to me, I don't know if I have that grit to push through hard times. It's something small, but day after day after day. That was critical for my development. I think that sometimes people be like, nah, this guy don't know who I am. I'm just going to go somewhere else where they care about me. And I wanted to prove that it was my job to prove to him that I deserved his respect.
Right.
And so that was, and I think about that almost daily. It's part of my discipline in life is just when things get tough. It's nobody's got it easy.
Right.
Whatever everybody's got something going on, but it's our job. If we want to continue to get better, you got to push through those hard times.
Yeah, got to push. Man, that's got to be tough, man. Just for a straight year, you got to tell them your name. You would think they would know it by now.
Right.
Remember
and part of it, he eventually did. But I think it was also him testing me a little bit. And I was starting to do well on scout team and things like that. Winning scout team player of the week, showing up in the weight room every single day, being there, doing well in the off-season program. But it was a point, I think he's like, okay, let's see if he does have something in him, and that was what was awesome about Oklahoma State. Just give me that opportunity. Not all schools offer that at all times. And like I said, it's different now. But just to have that where they didn't just say you're walk on your body, to me was important. I had that opportunity.
I never had the pleasure of playing when Coach Glass was there. He was when the new head coach came in, Bob Simmons came in, they got a whole new staff, whole strength. So when I was recruited there, Glass was there.
Okay.
So, but he was, and I heard so much about him. Coach Glass gets you this, he gets you right, body by Glass, all that stuff. And but I never got a chance to be there when he was there.
Right.
When we left, I think Les Miles left after Gundy came back, and I think he brought Glass, Coach Glass back.
Brought him right back.
Yeah. So, that's I've always heard great things about him.
He's an amazing for what he does a lot for that program. He's an awesome guy, and I could call him right now. He'd answer the phone and talk to me like we were hanging out all day. So I appreciate his friendship.
How long did it take you to earn respect in the OSU locker room, on the field?
I'm pretty reserved and quiet, and I knew I'm not one to come into a room and just start talking. I like to stay back and just kind of earn it over time. It took me probably that full year, same as it did with the coaches, to during going through off-season program and working out. And we used to do competitions on I think it's Tuesdays, and that's kind of where I started to earn it. Showing I'm just a still small guy at this point. Starting to gain a little bit of weight, but I pushed it every single day, and I'd win competitions I probably shouldn't have. starting to see that, and guys, started to come around like, oh, maybe he does want to be a part of it, and it was kind of the beginning to it all.
About that time, was that when your growth spurt?
I'm starting to grow a little bit. I've grown a little bit in height, and I'm starting to put on about 10 pounds. I'm probably 210 at this point, going into my redshirt freshman year, 220 maybe.
Okay.
Peanut butter's paying off.
Yeah, the peanut butter, man.
It's actually pre-peanut butter.
Yeah. Who was the person that told you you were on scholarship?
Coach Gundy did. Yeah. It was a pretty cool moment. Another moment of wondering if this is what I really want to do. Is I played for 3 years going into my redshirt junior year, and I still don't have a scholarship. And we're going into training camp, and it's a big financial responsibility. I'm starting to figure that out, and I'm wondering if this is the right thing for me to do, or if I need to maybe start looking for jobs or things like that. And we sit down. First day of training camp, it's you're getting ready to go into it. And he called 3 of us up to stage. Yeah. And me, Chad Whitener, and Brad Lumblade, and in front of the whole team gave us scholarships, which was really cool. I mean, and in that moment, you just breathe a sigh of relief a little bit.
Can believe
hard work's paid off.
Yeah.
Team goes crazy for you. They're stoked. And just to have that, and then get to be able to call them, and tell them what's going on. Pretty cool moment. That's one of the moments, that making the team in the first place,
right?
Calling about a scholarship, celebrating, even being undrafted. I don't want to jump ahead, but big moments of my life where I've got to share with my family. Yeah,
it's always good to have those moments.
Yeah,
because not everybody doesn't get that opportunity. First of all, to play on a Power 5, or Division I team, but then to put in that work that you put in. That work ethic that's been instilled in you by your parents, and you just it pays off, and to let them know, Mom and Dad, I got it. That's
it was
I could imagine.
Call.
What was your first really big moment during a game at OSU that kind of put your name on the map?
My first game I ever played in was the Advocare Classic or Open. Florida State had just won the national championship the year before we play them game one the next year. So it's a big game. We're in AT&T Stadium, actually. So
right.
That's the first time I'm actually going to play. My redshirt sophomore year, and I'm on special teams. And pretty close game, actually. We played them really well, and they just kicked a little small duff shot to me on a kickoff return, and I grabbed it. And if I was a little less clumsy, I probably would have taken it to the house. I think I grabbed my cleat, but but I still took it for 30 yards and kind of.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's good for me. Yeah, so my kickoff return average is okay.
Okay, yeah.
Got a few of those in college, but
1 for 1, 30 yards.
Right. I think I had 2 or 3. I had 2 or 3.
Okay.
They stopped kicking it to me after a while. So that was kind of the first moment. Like, I can do this, and my team believes in me. And then a few, scoring a touchdown against Texas Tech later that year on a big play, and just starting to build that confidence. That ultimately led to me having the confidence to go play at the next level.
Yeah, were those the times where you learned about yourself, like the grind of college football, like mentally and physically? Was that where you were figuring yourself out, like before you got the scholarship, but still figuring it out during those?
Still have something to prove in a certain way. And even at that, it was, I wasn't content with it. I was like, okay, this is just the beginning. We talk about the opportunity. I've had my initial opportunity. Now I'm going to build on that.
Right.
I'm going to keep building. And so it was important on me not to let off the gas pedal at that point. Just keep pushing, keep seeing, how high can I reach? How high can I get to?
Right. Who were some of the teammates that you can remember that really had your back during those times?
Jeremy Seaton, he played tight end, fullback with me while I was there.
Okay.
Really one of my best friends to this day. He was always pushing me. We're pretty equal in size, and he's a competitive guy. And so we'd work out together constantly, pushing each other. Mason Rudolph, J.W. Walsh.
Yeah.
All those guys, the offensive line, goofballs. But
J.W. still up there coaching now, right?
Yeah, he is. David Glidden's up there. He was one. Austin Hayes, all those guys were really impactful on me. Just kind of like I had in high school, these guys started to become that unit with me. We were always hanging out, building that camaraderie, playing for one another.
Did you ever think about going up there and coaching with them?
Maybe. We'll see. My wife says I should all the time. I'm happy right now. Coaching high school. I got some young kids. I like to spend time with my family. I get the itch, man. I go up there and, it's special when you run out of Boone Pickens Stadium. I love that atmosphere on game day. It's tight. And I mean, I know it's.
Well, Yes and no. So Boone Pickens wasn't built when I was there. It wasn't built yet. Like soon after they started building on it. Now,
you built the foundation though.
Right. Yeah. Because I think we were the only class to beat OU 3 out of 4 times.
There you go. Better than my record.
There was a tunnel, the west end of Boone Pickens, what is now Boone Pickens Stadium, but it's closed off.
Yeah.
But we would come out the front of everything is different now for you guys, but we would come out the front where Gallagher Iber was. We'd go walk around the stadium, go to the west end zone, and come through the tunnel from that side.
Gotcha.
And I never got to do that because I was a senior captain, and I would always have to come out for the coin toss, and I just have to watch them come in. I'm just like, I want to run in with y'all, man. But they would always come in, bullet and running out and everything. So, So, but no, Boone Pickens wasn't there yet. Okay. They hadn't built that yet.
Built the foundation.
It's foundation.
So appreciate you guys putting in the work. So
yeah, we tried, man. We tried.
Get us all those nice facilities.
Yeah, man. I go back and see all of that stuff. It's like amazing.
And they rebuild that locker room like every other year now.
Yeah,
man. It's crazy in there.
It's crazy. How different is the speed of the Big 12 compared to high school? I know.
Right. Yeah. It's significant. It's significant. You got to be ready for it. It was kind of a shock. To feel that, but ultimately I felt like I was ready for it. Gundy did a good job making sure we were prepared in the preseason because we knew going up against Florida State wasn't going to be something easy. They were a little bit different team at this stage, but still a good solid team. And so he made sure we were ready physically, mentally to go in and play. And we were clean with our assignments. And so it was one of those things where we probably weren't the best team, but we made sure we had the effort there. Yeah. And played them hard. Yeah.
Can you tell me about the hardest hit you ever took in college?
Redshirt junior year. We're like 9-0 at this point. We play Iowa State in Iowa State. I caught a ball in the flat, and I just run upfield, and I get fitted up by a defender, and then just 2 other guys just come and hammer me on the side. I don't remember their name, but I ended up fracturing 6 ribs and collapsed my lung.
God, dog.
Oh, yeah, they got me good. And the next play we called it a turbo. So it's like line up,
so you got to get up.
Yeah, and I'm running to the sideline. I can't breathe. And they're like, get on the field. And so I line up. I'm huffing and puffing. I'm telling the defensive guy, I'm like, please, please.
just lay down,
he dropped.
Man.
I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you. But, so I was in the hospital for about a week, and then I had to take it easy. We won that game and ended up losing to Baylor and OU, but we still went to the Sugar Bowl.
Okay.
Played Ole Miss that year.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got to come back for the Ole Miss game.
Man, how bad were the broken ribs? I mean,
pretty
you were
bad.
still able to come back the same?
It took me about 6 weeks to come back.
Okay.
I couldn't do anything for about 4 or 5 of those weeks because that collapsed lung. I just had to let it heal.
Oh, man.
And so, but came back, and I was just a shell of myself that game. But, at least I got back out there with the guys and got to perform and work, compete.
Off the field, how did you grow as a man during your time at OSU?
I took a lot of steps forward. I had definitely some mistakes, grades and stuff like that off the field, where I kind of had to lock it in. It's stuff that can take my dream away from me if I'm not careful.
I've been there.
Yeah.
You know my story, but go ahead. Yeah.
And so it was just one of those things. I had a lot of learning moments. I've been given these opportunities, and just doing stupid stuff to make sure that could take that away. Luckily, I had some good people ring me back in and say, hey, man, lock it in.
Yeah.
Get to where you want to go. You've got these tools now. We're starting to talk about maybe I do have an opportunity at the next level.
Right.
Make sure you do what you need to do to take care of it. And so at that point, I turned everything around. Grades shot through the roof. Made sure I was doing everything I needed to do to give myself that opportunity to play.
Okay. Did you have a good relationship with Gundy? Did y'all talk a lot?
Not too much, but like I said, I'm reserved. I never sought anything from him. Grateful for Coach because he gave me ultimately that opportunity. Like I said, he came up to me in practice, just a random. It was like the middle of the season, my redshirt freshman year. And you talk about another time where I'm thinking if this is the right thing for me.
You're right, yeah.
I've been doing a few things on scout team, but I still haven't had an opportunity. And randomly, he just comes up to me and asks me if I want to start the tight end position up with a few other guys. It's like all the stars aligned. And so I'll forever be grateful for that, And if I saw him the other day at a OSU camp, I was out there and I went up and shook his hand. We had about a 5-minute conversation. And so, just truly grateful that he believed in me.
That's one thing I respect about Coach Gundy is like I said, he was the quarterback's coach. Almost 30 years ago. 25 years ago. And but every time he saw me, walks up to me, or if I see him first, I'll walk up to, "What's up, love? How you doing?" I mean, he just remembers who I am.
Yeah.
And we'll have a conversation with you. And so it's like one of those deals, like he's a very people person, genuine person to talk to, and you kind of stay in touch. Do you stay in touch with a lot of the teammates from OSU?
Yeah, I was actually with Mason. Me and my wife were with him, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And then he was in Oklahoma a few months ago. And so every time he's around, we're going to be in the vicinity. He's up in Pittsburgh now, so not a lot, but he makes sure to reach out and just tell me, and we make sure we get together, connect.
Yeah.
Glidden up at OSU, obviously, and J-Dub and all those guys, and Seaton, and then Zach Veach, another tight end I played with. We stay pretty connected.
Gotcha. So he's still playing, right? I mean,
he just signed a 2-year deal with Pittsburgh, so he'll be up there. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And he was with Tennessee last year, so he's putting together a nice career.
His receiver,
James Washington.
Washington, yes.
I'm not sure where James is. I know he was in the league. Obviously started in Pittsburgh, and he's kind of bounced around a little bit, but I think he's still around. But James is a great guy.
Yeah.
He kind of ran into some injuries. In which when you start getting banged up, it's tough to stay and perform at that level.
So after your final season at OSU, did you know if there were going to be any opportunities to play at the next level? Like, did you have an agent that helped and talked?
She's local, actually. Kelly Masters. She's out of Oklahoma City. I met with quite a few. My parents helped me out with that, but it was ultimately I just felt comfortable with her leading the charge. She had great relationships around the league.
Right. I
wasn't worried about that at all. And she's genuine. It's not flashy. She gave us plenty of gear and equipment and took care of me when I needed things. But and that's kind of what I wanted. I didn't want anybody, give me all these things because I didn't want that yet. I wanted to make sure I still knew the path to get there. I didn't want to feel content.
Right.
And she never let me. And she's been great. She stays connected with me now. Asked about my kids, asked about my wife, my parents.
Yeah.
And that's what was ultimately important back then, making that decision. So very grateful for her. But coming out, there was a chance. I knew that. Hopefully get drafted day 3. Ultimately didn't happen, clearly. But she just, as soon as the draft was over, she had 5 or 6 teams on the phone talking to everybody. So that was a cool experience for me.
So how long after the draft did you get that call from the Cowboys?
There was a few teams immediately after that last pick where they can start the process, and I probably signed with Dallas probably 20 minutes later.
So what? Okay, I know going as an undrafted, undrafted was a free agent as
undrafted free agent.
You could probably make more than the people that
did back then.
drafted.
I think it's different now, but I didn't. I made a little bit of a signing bonus, but it wasn't as much as the 7th rounders or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Still though, she did a great job. Actually, I think I had a team offer more, but I ended up thinking that Dallas was going to ultimately be the better situation for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was Dallas your favorite team growing up? Or?
I was actually a huge Eagles fan.
Eagles
so it was
fan.
A big deal. I had a LaShawn McCoy fathead. My room was green and gray and black, and
my son is a Eagles fan too. Yeah.
So it was huge, and they definitely they were one of the people on the phone after the draft.
Really?
That wanted me, and then when I wasn't on the roster yet, they called and they were going to bring me up.
Okay.
And so Dallas was like, no, we're going to keep you. So they signed me up. So I went from practice squad onto the roster because of the Philly. So
well, why didn't that was the main reason you didn't go to Philly? I mean, if they would have talked to you first.
Well, they had Zach Ertz, and he was in his prime back then. And like I said, I've loved Philadelphia. They were my team. Brian Westbrook, McNabb,
Dawkins,
those guys,
and all,
LaShawn McCoy. But Zach Ertz is in his prime, and he's taking 99% of the reps, and Witten still taking 99% of the reps, but he's on year 13 at this point.
He's getting out,
And I was like, man, I want to go learn from a future Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
I think that could be very impactful for my career and give me a chance.
Yeah.
So ultimately, that's what led me to that.
There was another tight end there.
James Hanna was there. Jeff Swain was there.
Okay.
Yeah, Escobar had just left.
Okay. And so who was the quarterback at that time?
Dak was the guy. Yep. Okay. Romo had just retired.
Okay.
Gotcha. Or the year before.
Okay.
They had that really good playoff run.
Yeah.
Year, and then I was there Dak's second year as a starter.
Yeah, we haven't had a good playoff run
They're due.
in a while, man. Yeah. So where were you when after that draft? Okay, when you got the call from the Cowboys or whatever, have that one. Where were you at?
Yeah,
when
we had a draft party actually at the house.
Okay.
I think we might have done it a few days just to kind of get. We knew I wasn't going to go day 1 or day 2, but
okay,
got everybody together. Day 3 obviously is a big day, so my whole family's there. My wife was then my girlfriend was there, so that was pretty cool. And my grandma had this huge board of every team, like a T-shirt on, and so we got to pick the thing out when I picked Dallas, which was really unique, and she still actually has the board, so memories there. So she's always been crafty with all that stuff, and
number one fans.
She's always been there for me, taking me to games when I'm, it's 10 o'clock at night, and she's got work the next morning, but she's still making sure she's there for me. So very important, very very cool.
That's good.
My support my family has been awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine. What was the life like? From jumping from OSU to NFL, like the learning curve, the speed, the physicality. Tell me about
everything's
the transition.
Heightened even more so than the high school to college jump.
You're
taking the great college or high school guys that are good college players, but now you got the best of the best that make the level. Even if they could be undrafted and they could still be an all-pro guy, So it was definitely different. We went from 4-word play calls to 16-word play calls.
Yes, exactly.
It's a different world, and I'm overwhelmed. But I had a really good tight ends coach my first year who made sure he wasn't gonna let me slip up. So we got to practice early, and I'd do meetings, or we'd get to the facility early. We'd do meetings. I'd get to the field early, and we'd do footwork. I wouldn't get any reps because all those guys are getting reps. But then after practice, we'd get more footwork, more catching drills, more meetings, everything. He's always working on me, and so by the end of the year, you practice 6 days a week. I'll have, 15 times 6 times 20. I've got a lot of built up time. And so it definitely helped me develop as a young player.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm watching Witten perform, and all these other tight ends are helping me along the way. So it was awesome.
How was Witten? I mean, he looked like a good dude, but I heard he was kind of stoic. Just,
and I'll tell you, I didn't talk. I didn't go out of my way. Similar to how I approached the OSU locker room, I didn't go out of my way to get in his business. I said I'm going to earn this guy's respect, and it took a little bit. It took me a few months, but ultimately he ended up getting there and teaching me things. And he ended up retiring and coming back, and that's really where our relationship blossomed. Because we're both on the field at the same time and talking and communicating and things like that. And I had seen a little bit more ball at that point. So, Witten's great.
Yeah.
He's crushing it out there in high school ball and Texas right now.
We'll see where he's coaching?
Yeah, he's coaching. He just won a state championship, I think, last year for.
Okay.
I'm not sure the team. They're out in Argyle, Texas.
Okay.
But his sons are out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Happy for him. Very happy for him.
Man.
Yeah.
How good are his sons?
I
guess they're good since they won the state championship.
Their team's pretty good. He got turned around. So yeah, I'm not sure, how their specific stats or anything, but yeah, they're going to be okay if they got a good. Their dad knows a little bit of ball. So
it's a little bit. It's a little bit. All pro championships and everything. Yeah. Tell me one of the moments that you got a welcome to the league moment in football in the NFL.
Yeah, there's a few. We play Houston early in the season, I think my second or third year, and I line up against J.J. Watt. And I'm like, wow, this is later on. I've had a few moments, but this is like the first one. I'm like, wow, that's different. I'm blocking outside zone away from me or inside zone. I can't remember, but I'm like, I'm going to take the best footwork I've ever taken, and I'm going to make sure that he doesn't beat me inside. And I tell you, he didn't beat me inside because he swam right around me and made the tackle right behind me. So he just went right behind me. The smoothest swim I've ever gotten, and I never got fooled again with that. But yeah, it
J.J.
was
Watt,
like okay, and that's the NFL right there for you.
Yeah,
you got guys like that everywhere. Aaron Donald gave me a moment later on in my career.
Yeah, I want to hear about that Aaron Donald.
I was telling Coach George about this today. He loves this story, but I'll give you a shortened version. Anyways, it's COVID, so you can hear what's going on, right? And I'm promised we're going to run a gap scheme and pull the guard and tackle out and toss the ball to Zeke on the edge.
Okay.
And I'm promised that Aaron Donald's not going to be the defensive end over there. And sure enough, we line up, and he's the defensive end over there. And I'm supposed to motion over there, block down on him, get the guard and tackle around. And I'm talking to Dak. I'm like, dude, I'm not going over there. I'm not doing this. Let's run something else.
You told Dak that?
Yeah. At the line, because it's COVID, so you can hear everything.
Okay.
And he's like, no, dude, quit messing around. Like, we got to go. First play of the year, 2020.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And I get over there. Same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure. Because I'm off the ball now. It's even worse.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm going to make sure I get good feet. I'm going to strike. I'm going to have good leverage. Boom, good feet,
your
strike, good leverage.
Yeah.
He proceeds to pick me up off the ground. And he calls me a little boy over and over and over again. And I was just like,
Dang.
yes, sir. Put me down.
Yeah, yes, sir. Put me down, please.
That was a very humbling moment. Thought I had you, and we still gained 2 yards, so at least it wasn't a negative
There
play,
you go.
you know.
You got a
but yeah, it was
moral
funny.
victory.
It's a very humbling situation for me to tell that story, but you know, he's obviously something special. So.
I mean, he can call anybody he wants a little boy.
Yeah, right. So.
Playing against that dude, man.
Yeah,
That's
that was the only time I had to block him. That was the only time he was at defensive end that game, I'm pretty sure.
really,
So,
but from the scout, he wasn't supposed to be.
No,
there.
he wasn't supposed to be there. He was supposed to be inside. But
Dang.
his first game of the year, so you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, okay,
So,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Kind of rewinding back to when you became a Cowboy. Now, tell me your experience and what went through your mind when you walked into that locker room for the first time.
It's special. That place, I'm not sure if you've been down there at the Star, but it's
I have, yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Jerry's done it right. It's like a kingdom down there.
Oh, yeah.
I will say that there's this massive, majestic locker room for the guys, and then the rookies go in the back corner. It's still nice, but you're
with a janitor
tucked away.
closet.
Yeah. Once you kind of feel it. But I'm an undrafted guy, and my locker is right next to Taco Charlton, who's a first rounder.
Yeah.
And so, I got my basic equipment, and he's getting like shoes from Nike, like 4 pairs a day. Just anything he wants, he's getting sent to him. And so, another moment though, in my life where I was like, okay, that's what I'm chasing. I want to have that. And but it was really unique to get out there and be a part of that, to play in Jerry's world and play at the Star. My first practice of rookie minicamp. Jerry landed his helicopter on the field. We had to get off the field so we could land it. Yeah.
Interrupting practice.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so there 31 other teams are not doing that, but Jerry did. So, but it was like, okay, this is the show. This is Jerry's.
That's
Jerry's
crazy.
show.
It came in through the open the sunroof, well, not the sunroof.
Well, it was at our facility, and so we had a grass field and a turf field, and he landed on the turf field.
Okay. That would have been cool. Though.
I don't think he can do it anymore. I think they had to move it somewhere, some kind of violation.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, what was your first touchdown like for the Cowboys?
Pretty incredible, yeah.
Tell me about that. Who was that against?
We were playing the Giants. It was actually week 17. We were about 20 yards out or so, and it was just a 4-verts, 3-by-1, and I was the number 3. Kind of came across the field a little bit and ended up scoring, which was pretty cool. I had been playing a pretty decent amount that year, but that game was really my first time to go out there and play.
And that was from Dak?
Dak, yeah, he ended up actually throwing me three that game.
Man,
so that was a very special moment for me. Special game in general. Yeah, I hold that one close to my heart.
Man, that's cool.
To see it all kind of pay off. That's everything coming together from high school to college, what's your name, to everything, to feel
a year's worth of what's your name.
Exactly, So it was special. It was special.
Yeah. I know you mentioned Witten after he came back, but was there another vet on the team that kind of took you under his wing or anything like that?
Yeah, Jeff Swain was a younger tight end. He actually just retired. I was at his retirement party last week. But he was really good, really helpful for me.
Yeah.
Younger tight end, but still had been I think he had played for 2 years, and so he was impactful for me.
Okay.
Being in the room with me at all times, super open to everything, helping me out. Some guys are not necessarily like that. They're closed off and don't want to help the younger guy.
Right.
That was never his position with me. He was always helping me think at the next level. Helping me understand why Witten's doing this or that, or why I'm doing this or that, why Dak is looking here instead of there, why we need to block here so he can fit here, stuff like that. So huge for my development was him. And he's a really close friend. I think he played for 10 years, so very happy for him. Yeah, it was awesome to get to celebrate him last week.
Were there any injuries or setbacks when you played with Cowboys?
Yeah, towards the end of my career, I'd actually been healthy relatively my whole career. Hip flexor. I sprained my ankle really bad my second year in the league, but we ended up still being able to play a little bit. Played third year, no problems. Then first game of 2020, my 4th year, ended up tearing my ACL pretty hard on me. First game, just signed a contract. I'm looking at pretty heavy play load.
Was that the 3-year? 24 million?
Yeah, that was right after I'd signed that. the spring before. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's tough on me to have that. And I knew before I even got to the sideline, they said, "What happened?" Popped my knee, ACL. Yeah, and then they check it. Yeah, ACL. You're done. Okay. So it's hard. All that stuff. I was poised to have a pretty good year. I felt really good about camp. McCarthy was in at this point, and he was happy with my development and where we were going. And things happen, and I believe it happens for a reason. And ultimately that ended up leading into a back injury, and then my hip kind of fell apart on me. So I had towards the end of my career, I ran into some injuries, but grateful for everything that happened. You know, I look back and people are like, oh, you regret? I'm like, no, man, I had a great run. I got to play 5 years in the NFL.
Yeah, that's
for a kid who, you know, played offensive tackle, walked on, and was undrafted. That's the dream, right? That's what I look back and I talk about jumping on the boat with my brother. You know, like that was a full culmination of things that I got to live out at the biggest moment. I got to run out on AT&T Stadium next to those guys. I got to line up next to Jason Witten, Dak Prescott's throwing me touchdowns. It's those are special moments for me. And so, what do I wish I was still playing? Absolutely. I think we all do. I still feel like every now and then I got a little bit of juice left in there. You know, I like to show the young kids that too.
Yeah,
so they know what they're messing with. But you know, it was a special time for me, and grateful for every minute of it. Grateful for every person who helped me get there, family, friends, teammates, all of that.
What did it mean to you to represent the state of Oklahoma when you got to the league?
Incredible,
Tuttle and Oklahoma.
Yeah, you know, it was awesome. Obviously, we had pretty high mark with Jason, and you know, he's actually on the water tower at Tuttle, and that's the only goal I didn't really get to. Is I was like, I want to be under his name on the water tower.
Right,
so
right.
I guess I could go up there and spray paint it myself now. I guess.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was awesome to be out there and represent them, show small town kids that if you put the work in, because like I said, I wasn't the biggest guy. I wasn't highly recruited. But I worked hard.
Okay.
And I had a lot of luck along the way, and I had a lot of great mentors and support. But my story is about work ethic and perseverance through tough times. And so, like we talk about, that's what's important to me with the next generation of athletes is I don't really care how tall you are or how big you are.
Right.
If you work hard you will have some type of opportunity in life that's going to open up because of it. And so that's what my mission is now. My job is to help them understand that.
Yeah. You've got your stories. Just researching what you've done, and like you said, not a stellar high school career, no scholarships. I mean, just very few scholarships. You get those opportunities, get to the league, and then you get that opportunity from work. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to ask you, what during your playing days in college, or the pros or Cowboys, what was the wildest stadium or wildest atmosphere you ever played in?
Seattle was pretty wild.
Seattle, okay.
Yeah, it was cold up there, and they sold that thing out, and it's loud.
Was Marshawn Lynch?
No, Marshawn wasn't there anymore.
Okay, okay.
But they, we line up at 12, and I'd be the wing tight end, and I can't hear a word Dak's saying on the ball.
Really?
That
close?
Because you're trying to get off the ball, you know what I'm saying? They were a lot of fun. New Orleans was a lot of fun. It's loud in there, too. Can't really hear.
Okay.
Going to Philadelphia because it's a rival game.
Yeah.
New York Giants, another rival game. I had a lot of success against New York, so I was always happy to go play them.
Yeah.
Those really stick out to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously AT&T, amazing facility. You walk out, and I tell people this all the time. It's so loud that it's quiet to me. It's just silent. So many people are cheering for you, and it's amazing. You know, and we always had home field advantage, which was really neat. Dallas fans everywhere.
Right. Yeah. What was the funniest trash talking you ever heard from an opponent?
Oh, yeah.
Besides calling you little boy.
Yeah, little boy definitely tops the chart. No, things definitely in the NFL. I mean, it's pretty brutal.
Things you can't say on the
no, I really can't. PG on here, but no, they get after you a little bit. College, they get after you, but the NFL, they definitely come after you. They don't care what. They're just trying to get it from you.
If you could do one part of your NFL career over, not to change it, but to re-experience it, what would it be?
I'd say my first, like I talked about, I was a practice squad player, and I got brought up. I didn't play for a few games, but then ultimately had some injuries, and I got to play against the Falcons. My first game, it was away. But my very first play, I line up next to Witten. We're in a wing formation, we're blocking, and I'll never forget that. It's a big moment for me. We blocked that dude like 20 yards down the field. It was a big thing. And Coach Garrett pointed out the next day. Yeah. It was just a surreal moment, going back to everything kind of coming together, all that hard work, believing in myself, not quitting when the times got tough. That was awesome. So I'll never forget that, and I think about that quite a bit.
Yeah, I can only imagine, just like you saying, future Hall of Famer or Witten, and you get to be on the same, next to him and blocking with him. Like I would just love to be in the slot and Jerry Rice is on the end, and we going on routes together. I was I'm running the
just
same.
Like that.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
It was super special.
Yeah, man. So, okay. So I'm going to do some rapid fire questions for you. So
enough for this.
you be ready. You're always ready. You got to stay ready.
So here we go.
What's your favorite cheat meal? Wings, burgers, or pizza?
Oh, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wild Wings?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a sucker for boneless wings, man.
Okay. Cowboys or OSU uniform, which one was cleaner?
That's tough. You're
Man, they
looking at,
both had
classic versus like modern. You know, they've gone a little bit more with the classic look this time, but I have to say Dallas. I like the classic clean look. It's, but nothing against OSU. We had some fire back then. You know, it's different than a lot of teams had. So, but Dallas uniform was pretty. Pretty slick.
Any jersey now was better than the ones we had. Yeah. We had like a little bell. It wasn't Nike. We had some type of little thing on there. And I'm like, man, looking at the stuff now, it's like, man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
so. Who talks more trash, Big 12 DBs or NFL linebackers?
Linebackers, NFL
linebackers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. My experience, anyway.
Okay. Better pregame song, Metallica or Little Baby?
Oh, man. Little Baby.
Little Baby?
Little Baby, get me in the field a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's good. I like Metallica, though, too. Just maybe more in the weight room than before.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Hardest hitter you've ever faced?
Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams?
He hit me pretty good.
Okay.
Eric Weddle got me once.
Okay.
Yeah, those guys. Jamal Adams, though, I think takes the cake. Yeah.
Which teammate was the funniest in the locker room?
He's an offensive lineman. He's a center in Dallas. His name was Joe Looney.
Joe Mooney?
Joe Looney, yeah. Great guy. Ended up playing, I think, 7 or 8 years in the league.
Okay.
Fantastic human, but just always bright, lighthearted.
Yeah.
When times are getting tough, he's going to make sure we're all feeling a little better, you know. A little turbulence on the plane, and he's like, we're going down, man. So that's one of the funnier things. I kind of butchered that, but it was funny when he'd yell it. Everybody started laughing.
Yeah, you can start laughing when you're about to die.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Who had the worst fashion on the Cowboys team?
Oh, I can't go there. That's like probably me, honestly. I'm pretty simple dressed like this. No, I don't know.
I seen some
Next question.
Terrible, yeah. No comment, yeah.
Right.
What's your go-to movie on a long flight?
Probably if we're headed to a game or something, like Lone Survivor was always one of the ones that I could go to. I like war stories and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite sports video game of all time?
NCAA 14.
14?
Before they came back with it, yeah. That was
you know what, man?
But I was never on it until they...
So my freshman year, they had just came out with NCAA, the first ever game.
Yeah.
And I was on it. Like, I'm like...
Oh, that's nice.
But they need to pay us. I need that back pay.
Right.
34 years, some years. Are you more likely to go fishing or hit at Topgolf?
I would rather go fishing, but I'm a family man now. I can't really get out of the house by myself, so you'll find me at Topgolf.
Topgolf, okay. I can dig that. Yeah. I can dig.
My wife loves to fish, though.
Does she? Okay.
We always talking about buying more land, and so we're like, is there a pond there?
Is there a pond?
Yeah.
That's the deal breaker, huh?
So if there's that, it's game on now.
I got you.
I'm at the fishing hole.
Would you rather block for a 75-yard run or catch a 15-yard touchdown?
I think that, obviously I love scoring, but, man, when you do something for somebody else at that level, you're selfless. I think that's where success lies. I would rather honestly block for somebody. I've never been one to want the accolades. I want my team to be successul. And ultimately, if I can get that last block on that safety, make sure he doesn't get to somebody, man, I've done my job and I'm happy with it. And so don't get me wrong, I love scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm happier if I can do it for somebody else so they can have that success and that feeling.
Best OSU tradition you still think about?
The walk.
The walk?
Yep, going down into the stadium, huddling up on the field, doing the prayer, and then going in the locker room. Game day superstition you'll never admit publicly until now? Tough. So I mentioned I'd watch that Good video, but also always, because you do got Metallica, Little Baby, everything's going on in the headphones, but I stop it because I get a little too heated up. I got to throw some Frank Sinatra on there to calm down a little bit. Yeah, Fly Me to the Moon hits that just for a second. Let me reset here. Let me not jump out of my shoes just yet.
Yeah.
So get a little classic in there.
Little Frank Sinatra.
I don't know if I've ever told anybody that I'd do that. Not even my wife. But,
okay.
Yeah. So
tougher environment. A full Big 12 stadium or walking into your first NFL huddle?
First NFL huddle.
First NFL huddle?
And nothing against the Big 12 environment.
Oh, no, yeah.
I think that the moment was just so big for me.
Yeah.
For both. Like I talked about, my first playing time at OSU was against Florida State Advocate in AT&T Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a huge moment. And there's a lot of people there for me. And so that was pretty unique.
I bet.
But, I think that walking in that NFL huddle.
I may know the answer to this, but who's your all-time favorite tight end?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to be a fanboy or anything, but Witten's a big impact on my life.
Yeah.
Rob, Gronkowski, too. Those guys. Tony Gonzalez.
Gronk, yeah,
guys.
okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the most Oklahoma thing about you?
Stumped me on the last one. I used to think that I wanted to be like a city boy or something like that, and now we're in Edmond, and we got an acre, but it's like we want like thousands of acres is kind of what we want.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want that farm living,
feel,
that farm lifestyle. Yeah. So I'd say we want land. We want our boys growing up on dirt bikes and breaking their arm because they're jumping off ramps and things like that.
Fishing.
My wife's shaking her head. Fishing. Stuff like that. That's kind of, that's. We left Dallas and we're like, that's probably not for us. And then now we're in Edmond and we love Edmond. Maybe we want a little bit more space. Maybe we need some more. So that's kind of.
Well, when you get all that, let me and my wife know.
We'll let you know.
We're in Edmond too, so we'll find a way.
There we go.
Go do some fishing and everything.
Absolutely.
So now, life after football. When did you know it was time to transition from football into to the real life?
Yeah, I had a pretty big hip surgery in 2022 and tried to come back and play for 2 years. Battled some other stuff, just trying to get the body right, everything put back together. And last July, I actually decided, I said, look, I had a chance to go try out at a team, and I was ultimately just like, man, I think that it's time to take my health pretty seriously. I had one kid at this time. He was about a year old at this point, and I said, man, it's more important for me to play with him as he gets older than it is for me to go get banged up chasing the dream a little longer. Like I said, I was blessed to play for 5 years and very happy with it, but at the end of the day, I got new goals now. I got a kid I want to raise, 2 now. I can't grab a cane or my wife will just kick it out from underneath me. So I said, I don't need to be using that yet.
What's your daily motivation now that you no longer are chasing touchdowns and wins?
To be just ultimate, husband, ultimate father to my kids. That's my goal, to make sure that I raise them in a way to understand what work looks like, to make sure I push them to be the best men they can be growing up, to be an impact on young athletes, the next generation of guys, share my stories, share my experiences with them to make sure that they understand that, like we talked about, it's not always about the talent. There's a lot of other things behind the scenes that you can do to put yourself in position to be successful in life, not necessarily on the field. And so I take those things seriously. It's important to me to make sure the next generation of athletes and my family understand all that.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question is, and I know the answer to this because, it's like, are you mentoring players now? Coaching high school ball. We coach together in, football camps and stuff like that. How are you enjoying that?
Loving it, yeah. It's so fun to get out there and just pour into those kids and see them. They just truly love the game. They want to be great. And so it's a lot of fun when they're listening to you and they're taking you seriously and wanting to get better, ultimately. I love it. Excited to do that for a long, long time.
If you weren't an athlete, what would your dream job have been?
I probably would have ended up being like a garbage man or something like that. But
a garbage man?
No, I don't know if that's my dream. It's definitely not my dream, but
okay.
No. I don't know. I would have loved to go into the military. I don't tell people that a lot. I think because of the discipline that I had in my life and things like that, ultimately didn't go that direction. Nothing. Obviously, we know Coach George, and my dad served.
Yes.
A lot of my family members served, so I've got nothing but respect for them and what they do for our country. And so that ultimately would have been probably my path, going that way.
What's something that people would assume about the NFL that isn't true?
All the mental. It's a lot of mental, They see Sunday nights, Monday nights, Thursday nights. There's so much more behind the scenes of that. There's so much more small detail work on film, small detail work. The kids I work with all the time get mad at me because I'm talking about our first 2 steps constantly, and that's ultimately what makes or breaks people. Our first 2 steps, you got to get off the ball. There's just so many small details that make up the big picture on Sunday nights. And so, and it's flashy and looks amazing, but there's a lot of hard work. And I know people understand that, but it is truly, it's. You'd
be surprised at how many don't
understand. No question. And it's. You don't just show up. You got to make sure you know what you're doing. And one thing that happened to me when I was young, I'll tell you this, is they sit us in as we're rookies our first day, and all the front office comes in and they say, hey, we're really happy you're here. Make no mistake, there's going to be another class behind you trying to take your job.
Absolutely.
We're going to make sure that we want them to take your job. That means we're doing a good job in the draft. And so, it's always making sure, just making sure you're prepared every single week to get out there.
Well, what's next for Blake Jarwin? What's in life, business? Do you have any just raising the family or
family, man? Yeah, helping these kids out. I've got a few other things that I'm working on the side, business-wise.
Okay.
A few companies that I'm involved with and things like that.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see where that takes us.
Okay.
But like I said, priority number one, spend time with my family and then help these kids grow as not only athletes but young men and women.
Well, that sounds good, man. I appreciate you taking some time and coming in and hanging with me. The first set of interviews at the Dick's House of Sports. So
this is fantastical stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
looking at these cleats. I'm like, man, I wish we'd had those in high
right,
school.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Jordan cleats,
Man,
yeah.
look at that.
So, but I appreciate what you do, what you've done for the state of Oklahoma. You have a different background, a different path to where a lot of these kids want to go. You know, small town. You had to work, man.
Yeah.
You had to work. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing your stories.
Absolutely, yeah. One quick,
Yep.
talking about mentors and people like that. My high school coach also played a pretty big part. Coach Coons played a huge part in my development too. So
Okay.
I just want to make sure I've talked about a lot of people who big time in my life. So I want to make sure I gave him a little shout out.
Give him a shout out. Give him his flowers. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate being here, man. This is awesome.
Every